The clock was running out. Portugal needed something, anything. Cristiano Ronaldo looked around the stadium. The crowd was waiting. The world was watching. And for the first time in a very long time, nobody knew if he would get another chance. Because this wasn't just another World Cup. It wasn't even just another tournament. It was something much bigger. The final chapter of a generation. A generation that had dominated football for almost 20 years. A generation led by Cristiano Ronaldo. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions Leagues, hundreds of goals, countless records. A career that had already conquered football. And yet, here he was, still chasing something, still running, still fighting, still believing. Because despite everything he had won, one prize continued to escape him, the FIFA World Cup. And that raises a question. If Cristiano Ronaldo has already won everything, why is he still here? The strange thing about Cristiano Ronaldo's story is that he was never supposed to make it this far. He was a skinny kid from Madeira, a small island in Portugal, far away from football's biggest stages, far away from the spotlight. But even as a child, there was something different about him. The obsession, the discipline, the refusal to accept limits. While others were dreaming, Ronaldo was working. While others were resting, Ronaldo was training. And eventually, Portugal noticed, Sporting Lisbon noticed, then Manchester United noticed. Suddenly, the boy from Madeira was sharing a dressing room with some of the biggest names in football. Most young players would have been satisfied. Ronaldo wasn't. He wanted more. More goals, more trophies, more records. Year after year, he kept climbing. Manchester, Madrid, Turin, back to Manchester, Saudi Arabia. Everywhere he went, the trophies followed. League titles, Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Ors, goals, records, history. And in 2016, he finally carried Portugal to their greatest achievement, the European Championship. For most players, that would have been enough. For Ronaldo, it wasn't, because one dream still remained. For all his success, there was one problem: the World Cup. Every great footballer is remembered for something. Pelé had the World Cup, Maradona had the World Cup, Zidane had the World Cup, and in 22, Messi finally got his. But for Ronaldo, the story was different. His first World Cup came in 2006. Portugal reached the semi-finals. For a moment, it felt possible. Then came defeat. Another 4 years passed. South Africa 2010. Portugal went home in the round of 16. Then Brazil 2014. A disaster. Portugal were eliminated in the group stage. Then Russia 2018. A brilliant hat-trick against Spain. One of the greatest World Cup performances ever. But again, Portugal fell short. Every tournament seemed to follow the same pattern. A moment of hope, followed by heartbreak. A glimpse of the dream, followed by disappointment. And as the years passed, something else was happening. Ronaldo was getting older. The opportunities were running out. The World Cup wasn't waiting for him. Time wasn't waiting for him. And then came 2022, a tournament that would change everything. By the time Qatar 2022 arrived, the conversation had changed. People were no longer asking how many goals Ronaldo would score. They were asking whether he was finished. For the first time in his career, doubt had arrived. Portugal still had talent, plenty of it. A new generation was emerging, and suddenly, Ronaldo was no longer the future. He was the past. Then came the biggest shock of all. Portugal dropped him to the bench. One of the greatest players in football history. Watching from the sidelines, the debate exploded. Some believed it was the right decision. Others believed it was disrespect. Then came Morocco. 90 minutes. One final opportunity. One final chance to keep the dream alive. But football can be cruel. When the final whistle blew, Portugal were out. The World Cup dream was over. Ronaldo walked off the pitch, his head down, his eyes filled with tears. No speech, no celebration, no miracle, just silence. One of the greatest careers football has ever seen, standing face to face with its biggest regret. For many people, that was supposed to be the end. But football has a way of moving forward, whether you're ready or not. Messi, Modric, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, the players who defined an era, are slowly disappearing, A new generation is arriving. New stars, new stories, new heroes. And that's what makes this World Cup different. Because this isn't just about Ronaldo anymore. It's about time. Nobody defeats football. Eventually, football defeats everyone. Speed fades. Strength fades. Careers end. Even legends cannot stop it. And yet, some players refuse to walk away. Not because they need more money. Not because they need more fame. But because letting go is harder than people think. Especially when one dream remains unfinished. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo is still here. Because the story was never about trophies. Not really. He already has those. The records, the goals, the awards, the history. Nobody can take those away. But the World Cup is different. The World Cup is football's greatest dream. And dreams don't disappear just because they become difficult. They don't disappear because time is running out. They don't disappear because the odds are against you. So Ronaldo keeps going. One more match, one more tournament, one more chance. Because somewhere deep down, he still believes. And maybe that's why millions of people still watch him. Not because he's perfect, not because he's won everything, but because every dreamer understands the feeling of refusing to quit, even when the world tells you it's over. And whether Cristiano Ronaldo finally lifts the World Cup or not, one thing is already certain. This is the last World Cup of a generation, and football may never see another one like it again.